Hey there, friends. My name is Sandra McLemore, and I wanted to share the most amazing experience that I had using Milk and Honey Travels. So, I am a travel industry expert. Little secret, I have been to over 88 countries around the world, and back in my early career, I used to sell travel. That's before I made my way up the chain to VP level in the world's biggest travel brands, and I found myself on Travel Channel, mentored by Anthony Bourdain. So, needless to say, I know a lot about travel, but I don't like to book my own travel. I like to use a professional travel advisor. So recently I used a friend of mine, and she's a beautiful human inside out, Brianna Glenn from Milk and Honey Travels. Now, it was my first time working with her, but I had seen some stuff on her Instagram stories that made me realize that she knew exactly the way that I like to travel. She was the best fit for me for what I was looking for. Anthony, my husband, and I live in Los Angeles, and we wanted to celebrate our wedding anniversary. So I have some pictures to share with you if that's okay. This is the love of my life. This is Anthony, and we got married in Long Beach 3 years ago. I had to think about it. 3 years ago, and have been celebrating ever since. Now, being in the travel industry, it would be no surprise to you that we had a travel-themed wedding. We actually got married at the airport in Long Beach, but it wasn't like at the gate or in between like American Airlines or Southwest. We got married at the private runway, and we had the most spectacular backdrop for our wedding. And so we have the most incredible pictures, the most incredible memories, and most importantly, a great marriage. So now that we're in a pandemic, fast forward a few years, we wanted to find a way to celebrate our marriage, but normally we would travel abroad, and we're just not ready to do that right now. So Brianna and her team found us the most amazing vacation to celebrate our anniversary. Now, I, despite having been to 88 countries, had never been to Chicago. I'd driven into Chicago for like 45 minutes to go to a restaurant and then back out when I was on a work trip to Detroit, but I'd never actually been to Chicago before. Anthony had been to Chicago for a work job, but he'd never toured around either. So we asked Brianna and her team to send us to Chicago, and I just wanted to share a little bit about what they did for us. So the first thing that they did for us is that they booked our flights. We flew from Los Angeles to Chicago. They booked our first class flights. They booked our car pickup and our car drop off at the airport. So we drove to LAX, parked our car there, and then when we landed in Chicago, not only did we land to a text message of someone saying, "I'm at the gate for you," but he'd also left us a voicemail. He grabbed our luggage, put our luggage in the car, and then took us to the hotel. Totally sanitized car, every safety precaution in sight. So that was really awesome. He dropped us at the hotel. We stayed downtown Chicago at the Langham. Breathtaking property. I had given Brianna some ideas of the types of hotels that I wanted, and she suggested the Langham, and I'm so glad that she did. She contacted the hotel, did her research about what was going to be different for us staying there during COVID, and everything was spot on. Everything that she told us was exactly how we found it. So we stayed at this hotel, and then she gave us a bunch of restaurant recommendations, bar recommendations, sightseeing activities, and offered to book anything that we needed during the time that we were there. We stayed for 4 days, and then we had somebody come pick us up at the hotel and make sure they got us back to the airport safely and on the flight on the way home. So if it's okay with you, I would love to share some of the highlights of our trip in Chicago. So I'm a big coffee lover, but I'm also a tea lover, and one of the places we wanted to visit was the Starbucks Reserve. It was so cool. This picture is all like tea boxes in the background. This is the Starbucks Reserve that we went to. 4 levels of coffee, food, and tea bliss. It's amazing. They even have a cocktail bar. Of course, I had seen the river on my best friend's wedding. I knew that you could go on a boat ride, and I knew you should kiss under the bridge. We did all those things. And this is Anthony and I out walking. It was beautiful weather. I know that it looks really cold, and it is, but that was only because we were from California. On our final day, we got a tiny bit of snow, but it was just amazing. And we put our masks back on after that picture. We stayed, like I said, at the Langham, which is right near here, very, very close to the image that you're looking at. We went out on a boat over Lake Michigan, again, freezing, so beautiful. And got to go through the locks, go up and down in the locks. It's like a mini experience of the Panama Canal. And of course, we had some amazing, amazing dinners and drinks, and we didn't lack for any food recommendations at all because Brianna and her team totally took care of it. All in all, we have to say that despite having traveled all around the world to some of the most luxurious destinations, this was one of our favorite vacations. And the reason was because we had somebody take care of all the details for us. We are so busy. We have a 1-year-old baby. I have a company. I have an on-air career. Anthony is a TV producer at a really fast-paced show, and we just didn't have the time to put into what we should have done. So I'm so glad that we picked the team at Milk and Honey Travels. We had the most amazing vacation. I love that they listened to everything that they told us. They booked our vacation inside of a budget that was comfortable for us. They booked us exactly what we wanted. They checked in with us before we left, while we were away, but we were having too much fun to reply. And then when we got back, and we were too disappointed to be home, so we didn't reply right away either. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the team, and I can't wait to book my next vacation with them. So that's all. Bye for now.